There you go. I don't know.
All right, it is 6 o'clock, so I will go ahead and call this meeting by standing and saying.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All members are present. Staff present.
They're an old curve on our, I don't, our agenda here.
But that's,
I, did we
Staff
ever have
present?
staff present?
Yeah.
I always did in the other places I've worked. It's to know who's here. Yeah, there's,
Recognize who's present.
and then if you have anyone else, any guests, you know, specific, if you have any like representatives from the state or anybody stopping by, you would normally at that time recognize them. This lets you know who was here too. You know, the three.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know you're here.
Well, I know, but
They're also behind. Oh, okay.
Approval of the agenda.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I would like to approve an amendment to the.
No.
no
We
amendment.
just need to
Well,
approve the
okay,
agenda.
I would like to.
I'll second.
We have a motion and support to approve tonight's agenda as submitted. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item number 6 is the approval of the minutes from the June 12th meeting
I don't need a special.
and the special meeting on the 22nd.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the regular council meeting, June 12th, 2023, and also the special meeting from June 22nd, 2023.
We have a motion and support to approve the minutes for the regular meeting on June 12th, the special meeting on June 22nd. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item number 7 is the approval of accounts, treasurer's report, and the payments and transfers are in your packet.
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report for June 2023 and also the payments and transfers from June 2023.
I'll second.
We have a motion and support to approve the treasurer's report and the bills, the payments and transfers. All those in favor say, or roll call.
McCafferty,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Helverly,
Yes.
Flint,
Yes.
Forward.
Yes. At this time, we have public comments on agenda items only. There's anyone in the audience that would like to bring something to our attention in regards to items on the agenda. Now is your time to speak. Okay, I will close public comment. We will move and move on to reports. Administrator.
MDOT yearly bridge inspection is scheduled to be completed in October for Eagle Road Bridge and Dutch Road Bridge. This is done every year as required by them. The sample of the food truck permit that we'll be giving to people to be displayed inside their food truck for easy view once the form is filled out and all required documentation has been provided. It's on a blue heavier stock cardboard that they'll be able to put up. So if anybody, anybody comes in, you can see that they're licensed with it. I gave you a copy of the agreement for the enforcement services between the County of Genesee and the Office of the Genesee County Sheriff, provided by Jim here, for the Township of Atlas and the Goodrich School Boards for you guys' information. You had requested that the last time. And I'm working on a sample business license ordinance to facilitate and ensure the orderly conduct of business within the village of Goodrich for the council to consider for adoption. Shannon and I had some discussion about that, and so I'm gathering some information right now on that.
Thank you. Did something arise that?
No, nothing, no. It will help if we have the information of every business that's here, because right now when a business comes in, we don't know what it is. We aren't made aware of it, okay? And also the fire department has what is required by state and federal law, the Right to Know Act, which that means that they have a right to know what is being stored or kept inside someone's business for safety purposes, for them to explodes or whatever they're coming across. So every year a business is supposed to fill that out, provide it to the fire station. And they would do that through us, and then we'd make sure the fire station got a copy of that strictly for safety purposes. Other than that, gives us a handle on what's coming in. Also, I'm sorry. I have community development funding. I have that we get like on every 2 years on a yearly basis for the senior center for the seniors. We don't have a senior center, so lots of times we send that money over to Davison Senior, and I asked through you guys' permission to do that because we don't have anything to spend it on. Well, I've been finding things to spend it on, like the smoke detectors and the carbon monoxide detectors and that the last time I spent money on. So this time I've got till the end of August to spend $996. We spend it or we lose it. I don't want to lose it. I don't like losing it. So what I would like to do is spend that money on purchasing some emergency weather radios that run on battery, plus they also crank and can run without a battery. They're AM/FM radios. They're also an emergency flashlight, and they can charge their telephone, their phones on there with them too. So I can get those for about, right now they're $18.99. I'm hoping tomorrow with the sale going on starting, I can get it a little cheaper. Right now I can get about 58 of them right now for the amount of money I've got, and spend pretty much close to that. And then what happens is we pay for it, the village pays for it. I turn the bill in to community development, and then they reimburse us for what we spent. And that's how that works.
Is there a way to know that seniors in Goodrich are getting those, or just goes to the senior center?
They have to sign for that. They have to come in and ask for it, and then they have to sign to their address and all that. And that, it has to be approved by us.
Now, what happens if there's some left over? Let's say after the year, you have some.
Oh,
left over.
they're still available for anybody who, if you turn to 55 here, you can get one. You consider it a senior center.
It's
A senior.
55. Okay.
One, and with the radios, I would like to hold it to one per household.
Right.
I don't want 2 to 1.
Right.
Because we don't have that many, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
DPW.
We'll get some split rail fence repaired up around the dam. Kids are on, somebody's back into it, section, had that fixed. From a week on the bridges, Dutch Road, East Eagle. Second pickleball's done. People have been using it too, so. We got the net up, it's all marked out and everything now, so. That's right next to the other one, sir. Right next to Joe. Got there 2 people using now. We start painting some of the crosswalks, stop bars. Eagle Road by the ice cream there, we did paint them. We started sweeping some of the streets. The vine stuff at the parking lot downtown, there's a bunch of ivy. Whatever vine going up all the pine trees, we pull all that, we got 1, 2, 3 truckloads of pine trees. So we pull all that out. Then we start working on the catch basin back at the condos back here. That should be done probably next week. We started forming it today. Hopefully we don't get rained out the next day or two, the same storms tomorrow, but who knows? If we don't get rained out, we'll try to form it. That's it.
I just provided you guys with the information from the complaint regarding the chickens. And that has been taken care of. They are in compliance now. The chickens are gone.
Building department activity report. Patricia, where are we at, in regards to, say a year ago? Are we about the same? Are we up? Are we down?
You want me to go to first of July, show you like last year's, just to show.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt just to see, just so we kind of know whether we're, whether it's up or down.
Yeah, no problem.
We weren't there for a long time, we weren't doing any building at all.
Right.
Just recently, we started,
Really
New building going on
expensive
here.
ones that are selling.
fire department, activity report is in the packet. Very light activities, but it's always a good thing. Sheriff's Department activity report is also in your package.
Can I ask, because I always love to ask you questions without being inappropriate, what does FU stand for?
Oh, yeah.
Follow up.
Yeah.
I want to figure out how you go about that.
And then, kind of going, with that as well, Matt, supplied us a report from our Street Smart radar sign.
I think the speed's down a little bit, you can compare with all the month.
I'd be curious to see what would happen if we shut it off for,
It has a possible.
yeah, we shut it up.
I believe it still records it, it just doesn't.
Oh, it does record it, yeah,
It just doesn't flash.
but I'm just curious, is that would, if you compared, 2 weeks previous with the 2 weeks where it was off, I'm sure that you'd see the speeds would increase even more, something to think about, man. I don't know if you.
We can.
I think we need to know what's your end result of that? If we see people are speeding again, are we gonna?
Well, it just shows that it's effective.
It's
Right?
effective, but they're still speeding.
No,
so-
I understand. I understand, but we were talking, like last month, I wasn't here, but you guys had approved the portable one, right? And I know that now, I don't know, because I wasn't here, but that one doesn't have smarts built into it, right? It's just strictly flashes. So all I'm saying is that if we did play around with the street smart one, right? We could get an indication, we could kind of see, when it's off and it's in a possible how much the speeds, increase. It would give you an idea of how effective they are. Because I know the other one doesn't do that, so. Okay, moving on to unfinished business, we have no unfinished business, so we will move on to new business. Consider 5-year proposal from Republic Services, conduct weekly carted solid waste every other week, carted recycled, and seasonal weekly yard waste as presented. We do have a representative here from Republic, Kevin Kendall. And the contract's basically the same as what it's been, right? I mean, other than I see you guys put, the gasoline prices and stuff like that.
There's, the rate change year one, there's a 4.5% price increase in the out years or the higher of the CPI. If the CPI was higher, all that language is in the proposal I submitted for the village. The fuel bumped up to $4.50 a gallon from 3.25. So you most likely where we are now, we have a food surcharge. All the service stays the same. Free services that we provide, the dumpster, we're all the same. Yeah, it's the same type of thing. We've always had with it.
They're very talented drivers. They grab those things real quick.
Yeah,
It's impressive.
And we've got fortunate since the COVID debacle ended, and the workforce is we're rock solid steady right now. I've got 88 contracts, and I'm happy to stay. Most of all my customers are happy right now. It's all just a matter of getting the same person, hopefully in the same truck every day. If that happens, life's good.
I know that everybody that I talk to in regards to you guys' service is very satisfied. And sure, we don't get a whole lot of calls.
We do not. No.
So,
They're
thank
very,
you.
they're very prompt. If I have an issue at all, they're very prompt to respond.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Well, then with that, I would like to make a motion to consider and approve the 5-year proposal from Republic Service to conduct weekly carted solid waste, every other week carted recycle, and seasonal weekly yard waste as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and support to accept the 5-year proposal from Republic Services to conduct weekly carted solid waste, every other week carted recycle, and seasonal weekly yard waste as presented in the contract. We have a roll call.
McCaffrey,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Calvert,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Walworth,
Yes. Item number B is we have land combination that came before the planning commission. A request to combine
Where was that? Oh, that was black. Sorry.
Thank you.
Quite the exit.
This request was from Caitlin and Cody Dingman. The planning commission had absolutely no issues with the land combination.
Then I will make a motion to concur with the recommendation from Planning Commission to approve the request to combine 2 lots, number 222-677-026 and 222-677-025 for Caitlin and Cody Dingman as presented.
Support.
We have a motion and support to accept the planning commission's recommendation to approve the request to combine lots 02-22-677-026 and lot 02-22-677-025 from Caitlin and Cody Dingman. And can we have a roll call on this?
Moore,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
McCaffrey,
Yes.
Calvert,
Yes.
Walworth.
Yes. Item number C has to do with our ARPA funding in the amount of $197,987. Which we were going to use, to be utilized for buying additional sewer units. We'd like to commit that money, so that it does not get pulled back from us. We had some other money that was pulled back from us this year. And we don't want that to happen on these. So that's what item number C is. Any questions?
Nope, I will make a motion to confirm that utilization of the ARPA funds amounting to $197,987.16 be allocated to the village of Goodrich to be utilized for sewer infrastructure improvements.
Support.
We have a motion and support to utilize our ARPA funds in the amount of $197,987.16 to be utilized for sewer infrastructure improvements. All those in favor say aye.
Let's do a roll.
Roll call.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Calvert.
Yeah.
Flanagan.
Yes.
Waller.
Yes. Item number D is the approval of the previous approval to repair the rear brakes on the 2005 dump truck at a cost of $2,544.12. So this is just basically administrative because that work has already been done.
I'll make a motion for the confirmation of the approval for the previous decision due to safety issues, the repairs to the rear brakes on the DPW 2005B dump truck at a cost of $2,544.12.
We have motion and support for the confirmation of the approval previously given due to safety issues for the repair to the rear brakes on the DPW 2005B dump truck at a cost of $2,544.12. Roll call, please.
Cafferty.
Yeah.
Swart.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Calvert.
Yes.
Waller.
Yes. Consider purchase of basically a cement saw for the DPW at a cost of $1,000. Man, can you tell us how you're going to utilize this?
Yeah, we right now have a handsaw, 14-inch. We've had it for years. There's nothing wrong with it. It's been a good saw. But it only cuts down about 3.5, 4 inches on a curve. And for years we have taken backhoe and you smash it. Hopefully it gets a clean cut. The problem is a handsaw doesn't cut down far enough. I can't remember if I can get the picture.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. This one cuts all the way down. And to replace a little handsaw now, they're like $1,500. But for a little handsaw.
Wow.
The walk behind is $1,000. I mean, it's used, but to revive that same saw new, they're about $3,000-4,000. So that's what you want to use that out. But $1,000 isn't too bad compared to a handsaw.
Right.
So that's pretty reasonable.
Rented this.
We have, yep.
What was the cost on rent?
Oh, 125, 125 or 150
Per day.
per day. But the problem is, if we have this one, if we have to go back and make another cut, it's there.
Right.
Otherwise, we have to go back up to Alta, run it again. This is a better saw.
How'd you guys find out about this?
We've run them for years at Alta.
And they just said, hey, we got one that we're
He
getting.
said we got one for sale, you know, you guys interested? And I said, well, so I can't prove it, but.
Well, it sounds like a reasonable purchase. It's
I
gonna be
thought it
used.
is fair to.
How many catch basins, how many curbs do you cut down?
Well, you do about around 5 years.
What if you have to go back? I mean, it pays for itself.
$1,000 a year.
Yeah. It
You
pays
don't,
for
you
itself
don't,
in a year.
you don't do them all in one day. You're gonna spend it all.
And some years you have more, some years you have less space.
Yeah.
Depends.
Thanks for cutting that.
I'd say take it back home, on a concrete and just hope you get a nice clean cut. Hopefully it breaks all the way down.
Yeah.
Well, then I will make a motion to approve the purchase of EQ 0132292 saw for DPW at a cost of $1,000.
Thanks.
We have motion and support, to approve purchase of PQ 0132292 saw. For DPW at a cost of $1,000. Roll call.
Moore,
Yes.
Eldridge,
Yes.
Flint,
Yes.
Cafferty,
Yes.
Waller,
Yes. Item number F is to authorize AIS to provide motor grading operator safety and operation 2-day training for the village of Goodrich DPW staff at a cost of $2,400. So is this some on site or do you guys go?
No,
there?
so I did it years ago, when Gordy was still here. The guy comes out for 2 days, but take 1 day, go over the grader, maintenance, all that, then he'll take us out.
I'm sorry, he comes here?
Yeah, he went here. That's with me, but it would be nice if at least 2 of us know how to somewhat break. In case emergency, something.
For sure.
So, yeah, and then he'll take us out 1 day and he'll show us some techniques, how to use it. Because our old champion, they had noticed all that one has not. So.
So after,
You get a little certificate, yeah, I think they still do. Just you put the motor operator safety program.
And then I cover up the 2,400 covers all three.
You know, up to 8 people.
All right, so you're gonna pay 2,400 no matter who's there.
Then we can open up to anybody, or obviously another municipality would have to have the same machinery that we do. If we said like, does anybody else from a neighboring municipality want to come? We're paying for up to 8 people, but do they have to have the exact same machinery we have? To make the class work
Most of
good?
your local. Orville doesn't have any. Great.
So this is all just 2 days on the grader?
It's basically 1 day classroom / safety maintenance, 1 day hands-on.
Just the grader though?
Just the grader. They have a loader back on too. They got a certain class. If you want to spend the money.
Right.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I mean, in all reality too, like, if Chris wanted to, and he could he go too, if he wanted to. Go with your schedule, we're paying for it.
I don't think it's insured on our.
Oh.
He's not insured on it.
I mean, I can. but
No.
I can't.
I think it's what you said is a good idea. Tracy had come up with that thought too. It wouldn't hurt for him to call some surrounding municipalities just to see. It doesn't hurt to ask. Then they could help pay for the $2,400
Right.
if they have a a couple of employees.
5 guys.
Well, I mean,
Well, no, well, he would have to tell them we have an opening for.
Yeah.
No more than 5.
Divided by 8.
Well, I know, but he's gonna be actually on there. Showing.
Oh.
So we've got 3 spots out of the 8.
The
Oh,
more
the
focus.
yeah,
Everybody
individual
gets right.
training. Yeah.
So I just say it.
They are, I don't know. if you're buying-
Let me Burton, Grand Blanc, anything. Yeah.
Even the county there.
Leave that up to your discretion. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to consider the purchase. No, I did not check the E, I apologize, to authorize AIS to provide, motor grader operator safety and operators 2-day training for Village of Goodrich DPW staff at a cost of $2,400.
We have a motion and support. Roll call.
Moore,
Yes.
Cafferty,
Matt.
She's got a
I got
We're in the middle of a motion.
You can ask it
Okay, yes,
McCafferty,
Yeah,
Swam,
Yes.
Walworth,
Yes. I'm sorry, go ahead.
can we pick the day that they come in?
As far as I know, yes, I have to call range. Time.
Because
So far,
if Tony's not here, we're gonna have him do it, he needs to be here.
right,
We need to do it the day he's
right,
here.
right.
I mean,
Okay, item, number G is to consider a quote for sidewalk repairs and ADA replacement pads at a total cost of $17,375. I did have a couple of questions there, Matt. So it looks like, I think you're doing, 1, 2, level 4, I mean, they're doing a lot of slab, pumping stuff underneath the slab to bring them up and level them
All
up.
right, downtown, right now it's kind of a trip hazard. Where the parking is, especially right across from Cranberries, is closed up. The spots almost a half, that's 3/4.
Would it be better off if we just did it ourselves, poured all new slabs?
Concrete went up again, it's about $160 a yard now, it went up just recently again.
Yeah, look how many, if you count those.
Yeah, they're quite expensive.
4, 12, 6, 13, 5. I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah.
But I did have that same question in, so it looks like, about $10,000 of that is, for raising the slabs up, leveling them out.
You know,
And
that's,
the other $7,300 was for the replacement of, ADA textured pads. There's 1, 2, 3 of those, and then there's, 2 slabs on Hughes, south corner. Where's that slab at? Where's Hughes? Where is that?
yeah, that was good. Cool. We don't have any-
That's what I was thinking.
And it's a big one. Well, it says Hegel replaced 2
I thought
slabs.
it's supposed to be all.
But regardless, so 3 of them say replacement of the ADA textured pad. And the last one says replacement of 2 slabs. And then install the slab. So are the first 3, are they just replacing just the pad, or they?
You know, look at this one, when they pour the concrete. They push that down into the concrete, so it's just a little bit below the concrete. That way you take a palm, winter time or something that doesn't catch that, peel off.
Oh, okay.
And the only way to do that is you have to replace the whole slab. You can't do something. Paramedic tried years ago, tried to run through them. Nope, that usually breaks the, that does not work. And the one across from Ken's, that one's been gone for, I think, 2 years now, 2 or 3 years, so that was fully gone.
So they actually, so even though it just says replace the ADA textured pad, are you sure they're not just replace the pad?
I can double check it. Or when I walk with them, it's a full replacement.
I think they got a poured new concrete once you remove it. But a new one, you just
Yeah.
reset it.
It's weird, because they
You
got
got
that,
to be, at least set in there.
Right.
It's gotta be set in there when the concrete's still pliable.
I just wondered if they just put different things.
I don't think you'd ever match up the set. Because the, perforated line.
I see what you're saying, Keith, with the wording there that they should,
Yeah.
we should really confirm that, 'cause it does just say
No, I just
replace
want- yeah,
3 times.
Wondering if
cost.
it's something the DPW can do, or if that piece you guys can do, but you're saying, no.
Well, 88, all sorts of percentages and all that. That's about.
Confirmation then,
Yeah.
before we.
They can come back and say that's not great percentage. Hold up, then you're out. Oh, that might be.
But it definitely says just to replace detection. And the
Well, why
last
don't
one
you
says
postpone
slab
this for clarification
Yeah,
purposes?
yeah.
and let Matt get it clarified. So just postpone till for clarification.
Matt, what about these two are going for the, well, the left side of the sidewalk? There's a lot of ones that are like, I've tripped so many times going over there. I don't see this, any of that on here.
So I want to go by Henson's towards Reed School.
So, no, I'm talking about going toward West Eagle, going down, people who make it down the hill, there's sidewalks right there, going toward the school. They walk around toward the school. There's a lot of uneven and off, like there's one this, and then it goes up to this, so you're tripping and stuff. So I don't see that included on here.
Yeah, that's just downtown. I didn't do anything outside of downtown. I can get prices on it.
Could you, do that?
Why don't you, just take a look there and, maybe just,
Why don't you get this clarified and then have him add, see if they can give you a quote for the addition.
yeah, I'm just thinking we should take care, if they're gonna be here, we should take care of all at once, but.
We will make a motion to postpone this to get clarification on if slabs on Park, Oak, and roads will also include concrete. And also to have West Eagle Road sidewalks looked at.
Just any discussion? I just, I'm just wondering, just so that we don't delay this work, I don't have a problem with your motion in regards to finding out if the replacement of the ADA textured pads requires new concrete or not. If it does, I think we should approve it. If it doesn't, then maybe we postpone it and we discuss. And we could postpone it. I mean, the motion's on the floor. This is just discussion. Just asking the question.
If he gets notice in the next few days, can we do an email confirm to pass it then? That we don't have to wait another month. It's heavy walking season right now, so it's not dangerous.
I would think so, yeah. For safety purposes, yeah, for the public, yeah.
So Shannon, can
Safety
you
and welfare of the
say that,
public, yeah.
if it comes back as presented, that we approve it via email?
After, okay, amend my motion to include when the estimate comes back to send it to us so we can make a decision on. Right, I mean.
Decision on you.
That's what it's gonna be. I mean, if they come back and say, no, this doesn't include concrete, it's just those pads.
Matt, what would it take? Would it hurt if we wait a month to do this? Will it hurt? What?
No, I mean, as far as the safety issue, I mean, the faster we get it done, better off we are.
Let's get know when are they talking about coming?
Yes. Say I got Paul, verify that.
I think because realistically, we're looking at a $9,000 difference, which is a lot. Because the one that they are replacing, well, it's 2 slabs, but it's, $3,000 more, and there's 3 that were in question. So it's $3,000 more times 3 that are in question. It could be $9,000 difference.
Yeah, the way it's written, looks like we're just gonna replace the pad. It does the texture at the price.
But is that a bad thing? Is that okay to do? They're gonna do it? Can they just replace the pads?
They do it for living, so I'm
Right.
sure there might be some techniques and how to do that. We don't do that.
That's the thing. If they quoted us and they went through and walked town and said that these 3 should be replaced, leave it to the experts to just replace them.
It looks like it's just
Just the pad.
pad.
For $1,000.
So there's gotta be a way they know.
Okay, but then the question is, our guys aren't gonna know how to do it.
Well,
So,
they're gonna have to do it. That's in the quote. They're gonna put it in.
no, I know they are. I'm saying,
If our
if they
guys-
come back and say, no, we don't concrete, even we can just replace just the pad,
Well, then
does it make a difference? Because you guys, or there may be a special technique or something that you gotta do to put this down.
That's
I'm
like
not sure.
Their job.
Well, it's in the,
Right.
well, they're telling us just to replace the pads. And they're gonna do it. Our guys ain't gonna touch it.
I don't think they're here to teach Matt how to do it. They're here to do it for us.
Right. It's,
Right.
yeah, they're gonna come in and change it while they're
So then,
leveling the rest of the sidewalk. Right.
why don't we consider approving this and then looking at the additional ones?
And then if we have to,
Or we can just approve it through, email or something.
Okay, I will rescind my motion.
Yeah, just rescind it. Have, Chris, you seconded it, right?
Yeah.
You have no problem rescinding?
No.
Okay, so that has been rescinded. So there's just forget that.
Okay.
Rescinded
We
on
didn't
the
do it.
notes, okay?
Okay.
Now, go ahead and begin.
I will make a motion to consider the quote for sidewalk repairs and ADA replacement pads at a total cost of $17,375.
I second.
Just discussion, discussion.
And to add that we're gonna add, that Matt look into West Eagle Road sidewalks. Done.
All right,
We got all that, Tracy?
Done.
All of it.
All right, we have a,
Good thing it's video.
we had several motions, several reports, some rescinded. Now we have a new motion on the floor to accept the bid for the concrete leveling and ADA textured pad replacement at a cost of $17,375. And that Matt will look into the additional sidewalks on West Eagle. And if need be, get a quote for that, and then we can
Deal with that later.
roll call.
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
McCafferty,
No,
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 Moore,
yes,
Walworth,
Yes.
Number H is the appointment of the Title VI coordinator and that Title VI non-discrimination plan. Sherry, if you would please explain this.
No, I provided you all with a copy of the email that I received on June 28th that told me that we were not in compliance, and not being in compliance means that this could affect our Act 51 funding. So I was told that we needed to have a V1 coordinator, and we had to have the V1 plan in place, a non-discriminatory plan. And what that is, if you'll notice on your agendas, I've always put at the bottom of every agenda that physically challenged persons needing assistance or aid at any public meeting or hearing should contact the village administrator during regular session not less than 72 hours prior to. That's required by law, okay? This MDOT wants us to have this non-discriminatory plan in there because with our last census, we discovered that 5%, a little less than 5% of our population does not speak English well. And I was asked by MDOT to ask the employees, each one, whether they had come across anyone that they had difficult communicating with. All of them have told me no so far. Nobody had any issues talking with anyone, which is good. What this does is put the plan on our website. This gives the people, if for some reason, and I don't expect this to happen, but it gives the people, if they felt that they've been treated this indiscriminately in any way, shape, or form, that there's a form here that they can fill out, and then they would send it in to the V1 coordinator, and then the V1 coordinator would have to address this issue, and these things could affect our funding. Has it happened in the 5 years that I've been here? No. Could it happen? Probably not, but yeah, it could down the road. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but they require a V1 coordinator. The previous V1 coordinator was my predecessor years ago. I didn't even know that we had this thing at all until yesterday. I was sent a notice from them telling me that my predecessor was previously the V1 coordinator. So I went ahead and put myself in there, but you can name whoever you please, whoever you want, but whoever does this, there's a couple reports that have to be filled out every year and sent in a timely manner. And then you would have to be the one to respond to any issues that if anyone has any issues with any of the employees as far as being rude or discriminatory against them in any way, shape, or form for communicating anything. So, but right now I got myself there, but if you want somebody else to do it, I can change it.
Sounds like we have a volunteer.
My opinion is that you would be probably the best person.
Probably, but
in
again, you
place
guys
other
can
than
decide who you
some of
want.
the stuff.
A lot more. More workload for him to do.
Of course,
My question is,
just
is
another
it-
title, yeah.
how come it talks about the whole number of population that speaks English less than very well, but then the next pages say that it's, regardless of sex, race, and gender. Da, da, da. So it has nothing to do with just.
Not
language.
not just language, no,
It's everything else. Jeff.
everything. 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 Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, then I will make a motion to appoint the title B1 coordinator and adopt title B1 non-discrimination plan as presented by our administrator to include Sherry and Keith.
Well, Keith isn't
I'm his signature on it, right?
He has to sign it
He
because
has to
he's the
sign it, okay.
president,
And just to appoint Sherry.
but I would be appointed the P1 coordinator.
I'll support.
Motion and support, to appoint, Sherry as our title, B1 coordinator and adopt title B1 non-discrimination plan. All those in favor say aye.
Okay.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Can I make you like a hat to wear so they can send it a complaint?
Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome.
At this time, we have, public comments and we'll. Yes, ma'am.
I apologize, I didn't see that the garbage thing was item A, so I wish I would have asked my questions when the gentleman was here. But he mentioned something about free dumpsters, is that just for the village, like provides free dumpsters?
Our village here, we have one out here that's free to us and it's what we use here.
Yeah,
Every spring, I call and provide one to the cemetery when they do the cleanup for the cemetery and the village when around Earth Day.
okay, it's not resident.
No, no,
Okay,
no,
that's
no,
what I
no,
was
no.
wondering.
And then I get the free one for when we do whenever we need one in the park, isn't just for them, but
Okay.
whenever we need one in the park, they
Okay.
will provide one for us
I was just
at no
curious on
cost.
that.
Yes.
And then last year, I believe they changed the yard waste to the end of November. Do you know if that's still the same thing?
It's always been the end of
It
November.
always was?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, ma'am,
Okay.
always the end.
And,
So no, there's no change.
okay. And then my final question is, do you know if in the contract, there's a requirement, I know I've asked this before, for people to bag their garbage? Or can they just throw their garbage in those bins loose?
Are you talking about the recycling?
No, garbage.
Actual garbage.
Like we say that garbage can.
I would have to
is like
look.
a
I don't
rubbish
know.
bag.
I think I have to use that.
Well, you could only police it. if somebody police that.
Correct. They have
Somebody
to
in the
complain.
neighborhood's garbage is
Right.
all over, because I mean, a windy day when they dump it, and it's windy, it can get all over everything.
I've not received any complaints like that, but if I would address it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I wanted to know if it was included.
I'll have to look though, but I'm not sure. I can't answer.
I would think it's a common courtesy thing, but I bet you a lot of people don't.
You bet a lot of people.
Like I remember when we bought our house, the ladies, the garbage cans, like she had big signs for the kids that said like, do not throw open garbage in here. Because they would just throw it in the trash can and
Well, I know somebody that has. to- and they keep their- Yes.
That's weird.
And bring it out. Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying, it's all over. So.
I'll find it.
Okay, thank you.
No, you're here to speak, or you wouldn't be here. Couple questions, probably more for that, are you gonna be able to get that open?
No, the problem is every time we take it apart, the holes get more, where when you swamped out. That's my place where it fits.
We talked about last week.
We did, and I went with that. and we wandered around.
There's no place else to put it.
There's no other place, size wise,
That it's gotta stay there.
Yes.
Sorry. Work around it.
where we thought it was gonna fit and be ideal, doesn't fit. Now, can we pick it up with the backhoe?
No, not at all.
It'll flex.
No.
I was gonna say we should pick it with a 3-point
I thought about that.
and move it for his festival
Nope.
for the weekend and then put it back when we can. It's there.
As park administrator, I'm telling you now,
So, pickleball, they come down or we work through around the.
No, I think no.
Mhm. Great.
A lot of traffic coming through there.
Gonna put a fence around it?
But safety.
No fence?
No fence. Safety.
Orange stone fence around it? I mean, it's gonna look gaudy and ugly, but if you're thinking of a safety hazard.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
If we can't move it, if we don't wanna take it apart,
Right.
we gotta
Nope.
protect the public. Put a fence around.
Even if we could, some green poles and some stones on the corner. Okay.
Yeah, they'll want.
Well, I don't know, you just want it visible, so they will trip, they're, and they're following the trip.
Are you talking about people drunk? What are you talking? I don't know what you're talking. It's pretty tall. It's like you're not gonna not see it.
Well, if it's, rows. And someone can walk around the tent,
Or running,
running, okay, but. trip-
they'll run right into it.
Well, don't put it real close to it then. Don't put it real close to it. Mhm.
What if we set up do you set the tents up? I mean, do you direct to set the tents up?
Yeah, I have to. Think the spots and that, we try to do it organized.
So if we put 3 tents around it, one on each side,
But
and put it,
it just depends where it's at, because you got a 24-foot row, and you got a 10-foot by 10-foot tent, and that falls in the middle of the row, that takes. And then 10 vendors out of it now.
Okay.
So it's getting, I'm not being disrespectful, but it's getting harder every year to work around these challenges, and I understand you've got a part, we just have one thing.
Right.
I have a part with the residents asking for these things to be there, and that's why they're there.
Yeah, and hopefully we can all sit down one day and have a flow of things, because the octagon, the pickleball's used, the octagon, I think, not being used as much.
they could use it.
No, and I get it, I'm not saying, well, I'm up there a lot, doing that things, but the pickleball is definitely being used.
Oh, we live here and it's a park.
I live here too, and I'm
We
here.
live in that.
Doesn't matter, right? I'm part of the community. So I'm gonna answer your question. Kind of came at me.
Yes, yeah. I've been asking you for a while.
No, that's first. That's
No, I asked you.
All right, Sherry, but let him speak. So the festival started in the late night. Early 2000, 2007, approximately, Goodrich Festival, that's one. They took over the festival. That's the history of the festival.
Got that writing?
Sherry, come
I
on.
just want a piece of paper so that I can have
Well,
it.
right?
Listen, I'm just asking. When I ask, it's an argument.
Sherry, because you don't ask, it's more of an explanation. You know.
Good, that's great.
But the insinuation made in the past. One of some of our events and coming at me in certain things.
Don't say I came
This
back.
seems, yeah, there's no, we're not.
And you said you couldn't tell me.
Let's go to, let's.
Okay, any other public comment?
No.
I like that, the idea of the safety issues. I know companies that, I'm wondering if there are other safety
the safety things with your, you know, having your training. Because insurance sometimes requires any kind of machine to have safety training.
Yes, they do.
And it makes a difference on the insurance, and I don't know.
Yes,
where-
ma'am.
How the insurance comes to the village, but for private industry, they have to do that.
Same thing here.
annually.
They all have to be trained. Yes.
And they have to get certified, recertified every single year.
Yeah, and one of the reasons, that's one of the reasons why we wanted to look into the training, because when Ethan was here, when Matt and Ethan were doing our DPW crew, they both knew how to run the grader, and then after Ethan left, we never got anybody additional trained on that. And so the issue is, you know, if Matt breaks his hip or something like that, then all of a sudden we don't have anybody to do, you know, anything.
Company be great to when he's on
It's on the machine. But yeah, that's why we're we wanted to look.
So well, that's good. I think that's a positive thing. No matter what the cost is something that has to be done. And the companies that I know also, all their employees, if there was if they had to go into that building, they had to have certain permissions and have to know. They get hearing testing, sight testing, all that stuff for the insurance company requires. And maybe it is you could ask for some employees too, I don't know. So now I wanted to just ask, do we have any idea yet when they're gonna do the road? And how
September.
it's gonna be in September? What company did we get?
Ace is gonna be doing it.
Ace
Wade Trend's gonna be handling it. And it takes about 2 weeks.
takes about 2 weeks.
Mhm.
So you think they're gonna do it like half and half for the people?
It will, it should not interfere with mail or anything for you guys. They'll work with everybody.
Everybody, because we have a lot of people that would not be able to walk it in the park. 2 weeks.
We'll have a meeting. We'll get it all.
I'm just kind of curious. I
Sure. That's that side job, I would bet they're gonna come in and put, they're gonna grind it down in one day.
Yeah.
And then, and like I said, so they can come back and finish it.
Yeah, there you go.
No, you'll know. You'll feel them coming. No.
Any more key?
Okay, any more public comment? All right, I will close public comment. No, ma'am, sir.
Two things real quick. I'm not guaranteeing the saw's still there at Alta, because that was a couple weeks ago. I'm sure it's still there, but just, that's not guaranteed. He still have it. That was a couple weeks when I talked, so. Just so. you know.
Oh,
Okay, people, that's all.
so it's not a done deal.
It's not a
Not a
guarantee.
guarantee. This is going back a couple weeks when I talked, so. I'm sure it's still there, but just so. you know, make-
Yeah, so there's a chance we may not get it.
But he can go by and say.
And they do have, basically, it's the same thing, but they do offer a loader backhoe class too, just like grader, where they will walk you through backhoe loader, things like. Information.
Moving on to council comments.
Anybody? We have a no animals and pets that are pigs, sheep, cattle, poultry. Keith here has ducks, and he says he's had them for 30 years and nobody complains about them, so it's okay for him to have ducks.
Anybody else?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I second. We have a motion for adjournment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?